Okay, you're going to start on your first vocabulary word, whether you could be on the second or third one. It's the one you have not completed yet. You're on this sheet, and you can start with kind. So you can start on outlandish. Yes, if you have time. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to work on that vocabulary word. Make sure you finish the activity that I asked you to do, and then just doodle for the next 5 minutes, okay?
Oh, you did. Okay, good. So 2 and 2. If I didn't put check marks in it.
And I like the way you're writing that word. That's awesome. So you're going to list 2 synonyms for outlandish and 2 antonyms. So you should be pretty familiar with synonyms. Today we're going over antonyms. It's not focusing on anything, it's just me. It's all good. Antonym, we're going to learn about it today. It's the opposite. So if I said, write an antonym for sad, it would be happy, right? Mm-hmm. We're going over those today, so you're getting a jump start.
Pretty blue color.
Yes, this one. Here you go.
Do we have
I would, if you have time. Or you can make his hair colorful. Okay. Or if you need another color, just let me know. You have about 2 minutes left to doodle your vocabulary word. While you are doodling, I'm going to pass around your little, kind of like an anchor chart that talks about antonyms. We're going to talk about them today, and I'll pass around the glue stick. You know what to do. You just do it on the next page, right? So I'm going to hand it out, and as soon as you get it, glue it on your next page and pass it to the next person. Just because we're about to go. Do you mind getting a glue stick from this? They should be right beside it. Perfect. All right. All right, here's another glue stick because mine is going out a little bit. So I'm going to give you this one, and we can give that back to Miss Cook after our group. So make sure we do it quickly. I like how Evelyn finished her drawing, her doodling today, so she went ahead and went to the next page so that she's ready to go. All right, and pass it on. And then continue to doodle for just another minute.
We'll be ready next week, okay?
right, whenever you're finished with your word for today, I want you to flip to your page where it talks about antonyms and put your sheet up in your folder. That's fine. It's fine. You don't have enough paper. Oh, that's true. That's fine. We're almost done with the glue stick. I like how Reese is turning to hers, CJ has his ready, and we're gonna go ahead and put that up, okay? And just turn to your antonyms.
Right.
But make sure you turn to this right now, the one I just gave you to glue in.
Oh.
It's a little definition sheet for antonyms. Yep. All right, Natalie, go ahead and put that up because we're about to start. Natalie, can you hand me that top? Perfect. All right, everyone in front of you, I want you to have your antonyms or contrast as clues. So go ahead and turn there. Perfect. Our pencils are down and we're ready to work. So today we're going to talk about antonyms. Now we know what synonyms are. We worked on it for 2 days because we needed a little extra practice. Synonyms are what?
Similar to.
Similar meaning. So I always remember the S. So synonym starts with an S, which means the same. So a synonym for happy would be
Joyful.
joyful. What's another synonym for happy?
Excited.
Excited, ecstatic. What do you think, Ian? What's another synonym for happy? How about a synonym for sad, Ian? What is a synonym for sad? Depressed. Love it. So we can use our sparkle words to find a synonym, right? Well, today we're going to talk about antonyms, which means
The opposite.
the opposite. So antonyms mean the opposite of the meaning of the word. So if I said, give me an antonym for sad, you would say
Unhappy.
happy, because antonyms are different, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it's okay, because synonyms and antonyms, whenever you teach them, they're like, oh my goodness, like we just learned that means the same. Today we're going to say the difference. So whenever you're going through your task cards, you have 20, you're going to look and it says disdain. My teacher disdains gossip. What does the opposite of disdain mean? We know disdain means hate or dislike. So what would be the antonym of disdain?
My teacher loves
She loves or likes. Perfect. And each of you will have different ones, right? And that is just fine. So today you're going to do that. But before we start to practice antonyms, we're going to read what our little clue sheet says. So I am going to get CJ to read the first paragraph, and then Ian, you're going to read the example. So go ahead, CJ.
Alright, the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Sometimes antonyms or contrasts are used in writing to help readers understand difficult or unknown words. In these cases, the writer may use an obvious antonym, and in other cases, an idea of something or thing is compared to show a contrast.
Okay. So they're going to show a contrast or a how. So it'll say an antonym, and it'll kind of say something that sounds like an antonym, like my teacher disdains or hates gossip. So it'll kind of give you that example. But you all are so intelligent that you'll pick up on that example. So today, instead of picking up on an example that it gives you, you're going to find the antonym of the word, just like we did with synonyms, because that bumps the rigor. Ian, I want you to go ahead and read the example. So right under example. Both of them. Make sure we're following along.
Unlike my older brother who is boisterous and full of energy, I feel exhausted in the morning when I wake up. It would be nice to feel refreshed in the morning. In this sentence, the writer uses a contrast word for the word boisterous, exhausted. Even if the reader does not know the definition of the word boisterous, he/she can use the contrast of the word exhausted to determine that the word boisterous means rowdy, noisy, or energetic.
Okay. So I made a mistake. I said, oh, they'll find the same. So I said, for example, if it was disdain and it said or hates, that would be a synonym, right? But instead they're going to be like, my teacher disdains gossip. she really does not like it, or she would prefer for students to come tell her. So that's giving, she gives the word, which is disdain, and then saying what she would prefer, right? So it shows that she doesn't like it, and we know that because she's using a different sentence to help you understand that that sentence meant negative, this one is the positive, what she would prefer, right? So antonyms are kind of tricky. So today you're going to flip to your antonyms task card in the back of yours. And I'm going to borrow hers. So you have your task card sheet. You have 20 task cards. Do you have to go in order, like 1, 2? No, you can start with 8, but make sure you write it in task card 8, all right? Because I go through and I check your task cards to see if you're understanding, and if I see that you use an antonym for 8, but you write it in the 1 spot, then I don't know that, right? So I'm gonna put an X by it.
Start on 21.
Well, we don't have 20. So you have 20. You're going to work yourself through it. If you have any questions, just ask me, ask your neighbor. And then after that, you're going to take a quick exit slip, all right? So go ahead, start. I will pass them out. And you're writing the antonyms. So remember, you're writing the opposite. If it's disdain, we know that means hate. So we would write love or likes. Perfect. I love how we're already working through these pretty quick. That means we're getting better and better.
I'm confused on this one.
So George and George's secret key to the universe yearns to get a computer. So we know yearns mean he wants to get a computer. So what would be the opposite of want?
He doesn't want it.
Okay.
So, does he put doesn't?
Doesn't want. Maybe something like that. And typically you want to stick with one word, but if it's something like yearns and we know that means want, we can just say he doesn't want. It's fine for the antonym. I'm going to shuffle these around.
For the infinite stars, you can put the limit of stars.
I love it.
Even though so far it's not infinite.
Perfect. So that would mean there's a limit to it. So make sure you're writing this down.
So the urge is I don't like it.
So I urge you to tell the truth. So a synonym for urge would be want. So what would the antonym be?
What would this one be? Desperate.
She was desperate to win. What's a synonym for desperate? Let's think of back first.
Wanted or wanted? Or
She was desperate to win.
really bad. She didn't take really bad.
So what could mean the opposite? What could be the antonym of desperate?
Didn't care. Didn't want it.
But think about, can I see if there's just one word, right? And if you get stuck, you can just move on to a next one and maybe come back to it later. So make sure you're busy. What do you need? Let's see these. Have you finished these, Reese? I'll give you this stack. It should have 15 in it. Yeah. Oh no, that's 13. But you need that one too.
I take a break
Can I have
after
either
this.
12 or 13?
She has 13, 12. She's down here. There we go.
Sorry, I'll go back.
All right, you have about 5 to 10 minutes. You need 18 right here. So remember we talked about it last week, it can be mockery. So to mock someone. What could be the opposite of mocking someone? Mocking has a negative connotation, right? Like it's a negative thing to do. What could be something positive? Maybe encourage. That would be the opposite of mocking, right? Devoured. I devoured a whole piece of pizza in 30 seconds. Or just a second. Devoured, so I ate it up really fast.
I was thinking more chunks, but then one of the
You can say take your time or slowly eat. Because last week everyone said eat fast. Devoured means you ate super fast.
Oh, I thought you meant from
Antonym is different this week. Yes, what were you needing, Ian?
Is it task card 18?
That is 13. Yeah. Were you going to ask about your task card?
Oh, no. I just remembered. Is it okay if we write sentences?
No, I would write either 1 or 2 words. So last week, remember devoured, you all said, that means to eat quickly. And I said, oh, okay, you can use that. So I would stick to at least 1 word or 2 words.
So I said
I used 3 words for
instead
one.
of.
All right, then that's good.
I said I didn't eat for the hour. Is that still?
Yeah, that's fine.
You said
So that gives you an example. It said, my nose started to singe and burn. Well, burn was a synonym, right? So what could be an antonym? Think of a synonym or an antonym for burn.
Like it's a synonym for burn. I mean an antonym for burn. Extinguish.
How do you spell no? Is it M-E-A-N or M-I-N-A-D? Do you spell depressed with 2 E's?
2 E's. Or no. D-E-P-R-E-S-S. You all have about 2 or 3 minutes, okay?
9, 7, 4, 3,
10,
I need either 17 or 18.
18, and
4. Keep it money, right?
Disadvantage.
I need 9, 7, 4, 3, and 1.
9, 3, 4.
Maybe use
Alright, I have 3 more. 13,
I'm still stuck on this one.
Alright, then just move on. It's all good.
Right, so this says positive. We'll breathe in this,
And are you good?
and then try to put it back to the beginning.
I'm stuck on petrified.
My brother petrified me when he hid in my closet. Petrified means he...
I know it means he injured you, but
No, petrified. So if someone hid in your closet and they jumped out, that would what you? It would scare you, right? So what is an antonym for scared? That's fine.
And I mean,
As long as it's the opposite.
it's kind of like, often scared, it's kind of like, wow, running.
All right, you have one more minute. It is okay if you do not finish all of that.
Need 7.
Reese, do you have 7?
for 17.
I think I've got 11.
7. There's 8.
I need 1.
Here's 1.
What's the good? That's number 11.
Is defeated. Alright, and are you good?
Oh, no, I don't know if that's
So remember the tenants means
I
renters.
just said 17, and then I had 18.
So if you rent
No,
something, do you
19.
own it, or are you just renting it out? So an antonym for tenants can be owner. Are you done, CJ? Right, I want you to close that up and then take this. So this is the same passage, but you're looking for an antonym. All right, let's go ahead and close up our folders. It is okay if you did not finish. It's okay, don't worry. I'm going to give you an exit slip. Now, we've read this passage before, right? And we've had these words. Last time you looked for synonyms. Now, today you're looking for antonyms. So you're going to read the passage and answer the questions. Oh, and Reese. All right, you're going to have about 5 to 10 minutes to take that.
I remember when I read this for the first time.
Do we
Bad deeds, but you had erased it, but before you did.
Since you've read it so much, it's up to you. You can reread it, or you can look at the words and go, oh, I know that word. Or if you don't, you can go back in the text, right? Okay.
Okay, I'm telling you, I'm not crazy. I looked at this and I was repeating it again. I know this student who had the right answer, they're changing to the last minute. Okay. Yeah. I
So
helped
when
you
it
this
says,
one.
if you want to get this
But
thing,
the town
it's
needs to do
right?
that job. Okay.
So you're thinking of an antonym. So not something that means the same, but something that means the opposite. That's fine, as long as I know exactly which one you have. to your vocabulary word where you do it. Thank you. You can do your word again. Alright, I want everyone to put their folders back on their clipboard, put it in this stack, and you can go back to your seat for instructions, okay?